The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest is a profound and thought-provoking book on personal growth, self-sabotage, and the transformation that can occur when we stop running from the obstacles in our lives. At the core of the book lies the premise that the most significant challenges we face are not external. They are internal. The mountain that we need to climb is not a physical one, but the psychological and emotional barriers we create for ourselves. Wiest's message encourages us to face our fears, confront self-sabotaging patterns, and ultimately, take control of our lives by overcoming the obstacles we've built in our minds. The Mountain Within. Wiest begins the book by explaining that many of us are constantly running from our own emotional pain, discomfort, and fear. These emotions, rather than being embraced and learned from, are often avoided or suppressed. The mountain in our lives symbolizes these unresolved inner struggles. They represent the very things that hold us back, whether they be fear, insecurity, doubt, or negative self-beliefs. The challenge, according to Wiest, is not in avoiding these internal mountains but in climbing them. The book's opening premise is that facing the mountain within is the only way to truly grow. Just as an individual must climb a mountain in the physical world to reach the summit, we must climb our emotional mountains to achieve success, personal freedom, and happiness. The mountain is not a metaphor for external challenges. Instead, it represents the internal struggles that keep us stuck in patterns of self-sabotage. The nature of self-sabotage. One of the key themes in The Mountain Is You is the concept of self-sabotage. Wiest emphasizes that many of us unknowingly hinder our own progress because of deep-rooted fears, insecurities, and outdated beliefs about ourselves. These beliefs, often formed in childhood or through past experiences, create a psychological barrier that prevents us from moving forward in life. Wiest outlines how self-sabotage manifests in various forms: procrastination, self-doubt, perfectionism, and even choosing toxic relationships. Often, these behaviors are driven by an unconscious belief that we do not deserve success or happiness. Self-sabotage, Wiest argues, is a coping mechanism for underlying fears of failure or success. Many people are afraid that they won't be able to handle success, or that success will bring with it new, more complicated problems. As a result, they unconsciously create situations where they fail or don't try at all. Wiest encourages readers to become aware of these patterns in their own lives. By recognizing self-sabotage, we can begin to change it. The process of overcoming self-sabotage is not about eliminating fears entirely, but learning to face them, understanding them, and moving through them instead of avoiding them. Transformation through discomfort. Another central theme in The Mountain Is You is the idea of transformation. Wiest presents transformation as a natural process that arises from the discomfort of confronting our fears and overcoming our limitations. In her view, the discomfort we feel when challenging ourselves is not something to be avoided, but something to be embraced. Transformation, she explains, often comes with a sense of unease because it requires us to move out of our comfort zones and into the unknown. The book explains that personal growth is not about achieving an ideal version of ourselves, but about becoming more authentic, aligned with our true nature, and embracing the challenges that will help us become who we are meant to be. It's about learning to thrive in the face of uncertainty and discomfort, not despite it. Wiest argues that personal transformation happens when we take the necessary steps to change our limiting beliefs, confront the fears that have held us back, and break free from the patterns that keep us stuck in a cycle of stagnation. Transformation is not a linear process. It is often messy and requires patience and self-compassion. Wiest encourages readers to give themselves grace and allow space for growth. Instead of viewing discomfort as a sign of failure or defeat, Wiest advises seeing it as an indication that we are moving in the right direction, towards greater self-awareness and emotional maturity. The power of self-compassion. A significant part of overcoming self-sabotage and transformation lies in the practice of self-compassion. Wiest emphasizes that in order to climb the mountain within, we must be kind to ourselves. Self-compassion involves treating ourselves with the same understanding and care that we would offer to a close friend in a difficult time. This includes not only forgiving ourselves for past mistakes, but also allowing ourselves the time and space to heal and grow. Wiest explains that many people are their own harshest critics, constantly berating themselves for past failures or perceived shortcomings. This constant self-criticism can be paralyzing and prevent individuals from moving forward. By practicing self-compassion, we allow ourselves the freedom to make mistakes, learn from them, and continue moving forward without the burden of guilt or shame. The concept of self-compassion is intricately tied to self-awareness. As we become more aware of our internal struggles, we can begin to be more compassionate toward ourselves. We can acknowledge the obstacles we face without judging ourselves for having them. This creates space for growth and healing, ultimately allowing us to climb the emotional mountains in our lives. The role of boundaries in personal growth. Wiest also highlights the importance of setting boundaries in the journey of personal growth. Boundaries are essential to protecting our mental and emotional well-being. By setting clear limits with others and respecting our own needs, we create an environment where we can flourish. This is particularly important when it comes to relationships, as toxic or draining people can hold us back from reaching our full potential. The book explores how many individuals fail to set boundaries because they fear rejection or conflict. However, Wiest stresses that boundaries are not about shutting people out, but about creating the space to care for ourselves. Setting boundaries allows us to protect our energy, prioritize our needs, and make room for the relationships and experiences that nourish us. By establishing boundaries, we create a foundation of self-respect and self-worth, which is necessary for climbing our internal mountains. When we allow others to violate our boundaries, we send the message that our needs and feelings are not important. But when we honor our boundaries, we assert that we are deserving of respect and care, which strengthens our ability to overcome challenges and transform our lives. Confronting the fear of success. Wiest also delves into the fear of success, an often overlooked but crucial aspect of self-sabotage. While many are familiar with the fear of failure, Wiest argues that the fear of success is just as paralyzing for many people. The fear of success can stem from a belief that we won't be able to handle the responsibilities or expectations that come with success. Alternatively, it can arise from the belief that success will make us vulnerable to criticism or judgment. This fear often results in individuals unconsciously blocking their own success. Wiest suggests that in order to overcome this fear, we need to reframe our perception of success. Rather than viewing it as something to fear or resist, we should embrace it as an opportunity for growth and empowerment. Success, she argues, is not something to be afraid of, but something to be welcomed as part of our personal transformation. Embracing the journey. Ultimately, The Mountain Is You is a call to action for readers to stop running from the obstacles within themselves and to face them with courage and self-compassion. The book emphasizes that personal growth is a journey, not a destination. There is no final summit where we will be free of challenges or struggles. Instead, the key is to continually climb, learn, and grow, one step at a time. Wiest urges readers to embrace discomfort, confront their fears, and break free from self-limiting beliefs. By doing so, we can transcend the mountains within ourselves and achieve the success, happiness, and fulfillment we seek. It's a process of becoming the best version of ourselves by facing our internal struggles head-on and embracing the lessons they bring. This expanded summary captures the essence of The Mountain Is You, highlighting the key concepts Brianna Wiest presents in the book, including self-sabotage, transformation, self-compassion, and the importance of boundaries. It encourages readers to confront their internal obstacles and take ownership of their personal growth journey. Fulfillment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Let us know which book you'd like us to cover next in our video. We'd love to hear your thoughts and recommendations for our